Right now, if something unexpected happens in our application, ASP.NET Core can return a long technical error page in development or a generic error response in production. That's not ideal for a real API. Clients need clean, predictable JSON responses, and we also want a central place to handle errors instead of writing try-catch blocks everywhere. To solve this problem, we are going to create a custom exception handling middleware. This middleware will catch unhandled exception globally, log the errors, and return a consistent JSON response to the client. First, we create a new folder called middleware. Middleware is code that runs as a part of the HTTP request pipeline. Every request passes through the pipeline, so middleware is the perfect place to handle cross-cutting concerns like logging, authentication, validation, and exception handling. Inside the folder, we create a new class called exception handling middleware. This class will be responsible for catching exceptions globally. Before writing the middleware, we create a small response model called API error response. This class is defined to shape the error response returned by our API. It contains a status code, a message, and an optional details. The status code tells the client what type of error happened. The message gives a clean explanation. Details can be used in development to show technical information, but we should avoid exposing sensitive details in production. Now let's create the middleware class. The first dependency is the request delegate. This represents the next middleware in the pipeline. Our middleware receives the request, then passes it forward by calling next. The second dependency is iLogger. We use this to log exception on the server side. This is very important because the client should not receive technical details, but developers still need to see what went wrong. The third dependency is iWeb host environment. This allows us to check whether the application is running in development or on production. In development, we can return exception details to help debugging. In production, we hide those details for security reasons. The invoke method is the core of the middleware. Every request that reaches this middleware will execute this method. Inside it, we wrap the rest of the pipeline inside a try-catch block. If everything works correctly, the request continues normally by calling next. But if any unhandled exception happens later in the pipeline, for example inside the controller or service, the catch block will capture the problem and send it to our handle exception async method. This means we no longer need to put a try-catch block inside every controller action. The first thing we need to do when an exception is caught is log it. This is very important because the server should keep the full technical details of the error. Even if we return a clean response to the client, developers still need the full stack trace in logs to debug the issue. Next, we configure the HTTP response. Since this is an API, we want to return JSON, so we set the content type of application to application JSON. Then we set the status code to 500 internal server error. The status code means that something unexpected happened on the server. Now we create the response object that will be sent back to the client. The status code is set to response status code. The message is a clean generic message that is safe to expose. For details, we check the environment. If we are in development, we return the exception message because it helps us to debug. But if the application is running in production, details will be null. This prevents sensitive technical information from being exposed to users. Finally, we serialize the API error response into JSON and write it to the response body. So instead of returning a long technical exception page, our API now returns a clean and predictable JSON response. Now all we need is to register our middleware inside the HTTP pipeline. So this is done in program CS using use middleware. The position is important because we need to place it near to the top of the pipeline, right after the application is built, so it can catch exceptions from the middleware and endpoints that run after it. To test this middleware, we need to create a new temporary endpoint called test error. This endpoint simply throws an exception on purpose. Of course, we would never keep this in real production API, but it is very useful for verifying that our goal exception middleware works correctly. So when we call the endpoint from Swagger, the controller will throw an exception, and our middleware should catch it anyway. Now let's run the application and open Swagger. So here we have our new endpoint test error. Let's try it out and execute. And of course, inside the Visual Studio, we have problem here. This is a test exception from product controller. So continue. And inside of Swagger, you can see that we have 500 status code. The message is an unhandled error occurred, and this is a test exception from products controller. So after verifying that the middleware works, we need to delete and remove the test error endpoint we already added. So the test endpoint are useful during development, but we don't want to leave artificial error endpoints in our production APIs. Now let's improve our middleware even further. Right now, every exception returns 500 internal server error. That's fine for unexpected errors, but in real applications, not every exception should be treated as a server error. For example, a key not found exception can represent a missing resource. So we can convert it to 404 not found. An argument exception can be represent an invalid input, so we can convert it to 400 bad request. And unauthorized access exception can be become 401 unauthorized. One important point that global exception handling is mainly for unexpected errors. For normal business cases like a product not being found, or it's still okay for the controller to return not found directly, we don't need to throw exceptions for every normal condition. A good rule for this that use normal return value for expected cases and use exceptions for unexpected failures. At this point, our API has professional global exception handling strategy. We created a custom middleware, centralized error handling, logged exceptions, returned clean JSON responses, protected production users from seeing sensitive technical details. So today we worked on error responses. That's done for this task. Implement. So we introduced the error handling middlewares. This is done for this task to return status code 500, 400, and error handling strategy. Okay. Thank you for watching this tutorial. The next time we may work with the authentication and roles. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.